Now that Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is available on every platform, except VR. Come on, Steel Wool, I need it. I'm going to go over some tips and tricks for the game. Some are more useful than others and some just save some time. But before we get into them, I would like to say a massive thank you for 23,000 subscribers, because that means we are nearly a quarter of the way to a silver play button. But with that said, let's get into the tips and tricks. To start off the tips and tricks, I'm going to start with the power puzzles. A good tip for them is to start backwards, so go left to right. This normally helps out in figuring out the path much faster, because sometimes the answer to the puzzles isn't obvious at first, but doing this usually helps to find it quicker. On repeat playthroughs, sometimes you don't want to wait for things to happen, like once you restart the welcome show, or waiting for dispatch to finish yapping to activate the shoot system. So a way you can skip them is by loading another area and then going back. So for the welcome show, once you restart it, go back through the door and head to the office until you stop hearing the singing. Then you can head back and it's finished. And to skip the dispatch yap, you do the opposite. Once he starts talking, you walk into the welcome show area and then head back, and you can use the shoot system. I wish I knew this one when I did my jump scare speedrun video. Another tip for replays through the game, like if you're going for the secret ending, is the code for the elevator repair tape doesn't change. As soon as you get into that room, you can go up the stairs and input the code 0158. And the reason it's good to do this now is because once you enter the elevator repair area, the mimic can then spawn in that room. So it's best to grab it first before he has a chance to spawn, making this much easier. Now, this next tip is only useful for people on PC, but during the Big Top section, if you play above 100 FPS, you do not need to worry about Big Top if you keep walking, because Big Top is affected by your in-game FPS. The higher it is, the faster he spins. Now, if you want Big Top to not be able to jump scare you at all, you need to be above 305 FPS. Now, just keep in mind that if you run or walk into a mannequin, he will still jump scare you. So as long as you walk and don't do that, you'll be able to cheese this section of the game, no problem. Now, usually when you're carrying the parts for the spring lock suit, you cannot run. But if you pick up the part whilst running, once you have the part, you will still be running. This can be useful if you want to get a part that's really close to the spring lock room. Now, if you're in a pickle and have to use a locker, you can actually lean inside of the locker to be able to see a bit more. So you can gather a little bit more information on your surroundings to see if the mimic is still nearby. Now, if you are struggling with the diva that is known as Dolly, where you need to put 6 cubes down the trash chute, well, you're in luck, because you can actually use the mice that you use to distract the mimic to be able to progress this section, which makes it really easy to be able to complete and progress through the game. And this final tip is mainly useful if you are going for 100% completion, but if you ever need to save your game after getting a collectible, all you need to do is use the crane and it will force a save. And this can be very helpful because sometimes you can go and get a few collectibles and then get jump scared by the mimic and lose all of that progress. But by using the cranes to force a save, you know your new collectibles are safe. And that has been some tips and tricks for Secret of the Mimic. I hope you have all enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.